Okay, video number 1 of the promised series on all the secrets that I've been learning. I have been investigating some different ways to invest because I have some financial goals that I'd like to meet, a passion project that I'm trying to fund, and really been looking for some ways to make my money work smarter for me. And part of that has been an investigation into cryptocurrency. If you have been seeing commercials on television or seeing things pop up on Facebook or on the internet about cryptocurrency and you've kind of been on the outside looking in, that was me. And I finally decided to take the plunge and start doing some research. So I wanted you to have the benefit of what I have learned so far. I'm going to give you several short videos. Take from it what you will. Take from it what you want. But here's what I'll say. Number 1 is I think every single one of us needs to make sure that we have multiple streams of income. I believe that cryptocurrency is one of those things that it's been out there for a long time. It's been one of those things that's kind of on the fringes, and that people who aren't in the financial markets haven't really been able to take advantage of. But it's really getting a lot more open to, let's say, the regular people for us to get in and make some money at. If you start digging into it, you're going to hear a lot of get rich quick type things, and I wouldn't recommend any of them, none of them. But I do have a few recommendations for you, and I'm going to be giving those out over the next few days. The first thing that I want to say at the very beginning of any of this is not financial advice. I would not give you financial advice. I am not a financial guru, so please do not take anything I tell you as you must do this in terms of your finances. I fully, wholeheartedly recommend that everyone has multiple streams of income, but I do not say that it must be with this, and I'm not going to ever tell you, hey, buy this. So, not ever going to do that. The other thing I want to make sure that, and I'm going to say this on every video, I want to make sure that I say this out loud and often: never, ever risk your fundamental needs. NERF, NERF. You're going to see that show up from me. I just made that up the other day as I was thinking about this. NERF. Never, ever risk fundamental needs. So do not risk anything in cryptocurrency or any investment that you're not willing to lose, because it's a gamble. There's no sure thing. Yes, you can leave your money in your savings account and earn whatever 0.2% or whatever the bank is giving you, but I'm looking to do a lot better than that. But as we do better than that, we're going to incur some risks. I don't ever want you to risk money that you need to pay the rent, pay the mortgage, buy food. Don't do it. Don't do it. But I do believe that most of us have either some savings built up, or we have some extra, that maybe we don't even see. And I've actually made some changes and some cuts and some shuffles in my budget to make sure that I have freed up some money to invest every month without encroaching on our basic needs and bills. Okay, so first things first, want to keep that in mind. What I want to cover today is the fact that there's a couple of different ways you can approach cryptocurrency, or you're learning about cryptocurrency, and you're either going to want to get with a community and learn with other people, or you can go it alone. You can go out and do research. That's how I started. I started just trying to read everything I could and digging into things. If you're going to go it alone, what you'll run into is, who do you listen to? Like, what's right? Also, what you see, and even if you're not alone, even if you're in a community, it almost has its own language. Anything does. Like if you start a new job and everybody's talking about things that you've never heard of before, that's how this is. There's a lot of acronyms and strange word adaptions that the cool kids use inside the cryptocurrency world. And you'll feel like they're speaking another language if you've never delved into it before. But you can learn that. But it's for that reason, and again, go it alone or go with a community, my recommendation is to go with a community. But you have to be careful what community that you go with. The other considerations are whether you want to actively pursue investments, medium to high or high risk investments, or if you want to make this strictly passive income where you stick some money in one spot or another, you set it and forget it, and you don't have to go back and push buttons. Okay. So active versus passive, community versus alone. You can do either active or passive in either alone or community. All right, a lot of ways to do it. So a couple of things that I want to tell you about with the education part of this. What I have found is that I have a couple of different communities that I trust that have been very instrumental in helping me get the basics and the fundamentals down. The first one is called Multipreneurs. And you may have seen I posted about the $10 blueprint that they offer. And it's probably the best $10 I've ever spent in terms of learning. $10, and there's a ton of information, a ton in terms of getting you used to the terminology, literally walking you through step by step. There's things that you need to know from a security standpoint. You need to know how to set up accounts at different exchanges. If you've ever traveled to a foreign country and you have to exchange US dollars for that country's currency, it's the same thing in crypto world. There are exchanges on the internet that you have to set up accounts with so that you can exchange your dollars for cryptocurrency. And you're going to want to set up with a few of those. You want to set up wallets, what they call a wallet, where your cryptocurrency lives. There's all kinds of things that you need to know. Well, this blueprint takes you step by step how to do that. And I'm a process geek, so that was a real good find for me, that I was able to go through that and learn step by step. Now, one step further to that is talking about community. Multipreneurs offers basically a learning and education community. A little bit pricey, but what you're getting inside there is real support in terms of making sure you don't do anything dumb. You can ask a lot of questions. There's a once a week Zoom call, really good. And the community's still small right now, so you definitely get some more focused attention. It's worth it. It is worth it for the education, even if you don't stay in for very long. But what I think that you'll find if you decide to get in it, and this is not for somebody who's trying to scrape up $100 to start investing, okay, which is how I was to begin with. But this is going to be for someone who has a little bit extra disposable income, that you're going to be able to have a budget for investing, but also have a budget to pay a monthly subscription for membership inside this community. What I have found is that the person who runs it, who runs the group that I'm in, is really good. She does her research and she makes good money, multiple streams of income in cryptocurrency. And what she does is she shares with us the signals. She shares with us, oh, here's something you want to look at buying, and here's exactly how you do it. Here's something that's really an exciting project, and here's how much money I'm putting into it. Here's exactly how you get into it, that kind of thing. Some of it is very low risk. Some of it is high risk. There are some high risk things, and she even tells you the strategies to use around that. So I'm going to put a link to both the blueprint, the $10 blueprint, and then also to the Multipreneurs group in the description down below this video, so that you will have the opportunity to check it out for yourself. I will say get both if you can. They're worth the price for what you're going to learn. Also, within the Multipreneurs group, there are, as I mentioned, some very low risk opportunities. She's actually got most of us set up on some passive income opportunities that really didn't cost that much to get into. If you want to know about those, even without getting in that group, I'll share with you at least one that I'm in. I can share that with you on another video. That basically, if you don't want to know anything about cryptocurrency, like you don't really want to know all the ins and outs, all you want to do is take a little bit of money and throw it into an account and just have it start working for you. I can tell you how that works, and I'll tell you that in tomorrow's video, and I will share with you the link to get that started too if you want. I got into that. I think I put $200 in it, and it doesn't earn a lot, but the more you put into it, the more passive income you're going to earn every week. My husband keeps teasing me about investing in something that doesn't exist. It's not tangible, it's not money, it's not gold, it's not stocks in a certain company. But I've come to realize that investing in some of these cryptocurrency projects is about like investing in stock in a company because of the way that the projects are set up. So it's really interesting, it's fun, and it can be profitable. But there's always risks. Never ever risk your fundamental needs. Make sure that you're not ever risking what you're not willing to lose. All right, I'll make another video tomorrow and I'll talk some more about some of the passive income opportunities and also about another community that I'm involved in that you can get into and start kind of hanging out and listening and learning for nothing. But you get a lot more tutelage and a lot more inside baseball if you pay a little bit. But I'll tell you about that tomorrow.